Is the one thing of why I won't be investing in any rent for service accommodation full of disasters.
It stinks of my bits, it's so bad.
To give the property back to the landlord is completely different now.
Got a few little things this morning that we need to sort over in Harrogate, some of our service accommodation properties. A lot of the properties that you'll have seen that we're viewing and talking about last week, we've had offers accepted on 2 of them, and we're now kind of working on getting the funding together, whether we're packaging and selling the deals, whether we're JVing. One of them is actually really cool. You'll have seen that as actually viewing the property in that last video. We're going to potentially be doing that one with supported living. So we're going to look to get a care provider into that property, convert it into potentially 5 different apartments, use the garage at the back as a little bit of an office space potentially for the staff, and then use that as a supported living house. That fits massively into our goal of what we've got at Source Properties of turning 10,000 houses into homes. A guy that I know called Jack Wicks, I went skiing with him. You may have seen him on some of my content and stuff before, because he does so much around social housing, supported living, and we're hoping to be able to really work on this one together, because his goal in his business is to house 1 million vulnerable people. So being able to transform homes and house vulnerable people aligns with both of our missions incredibly as well.
Right, and we need bins doing that as well.
That is one of the issues with Airbnbs. Bins are a pain in the ass. So normally what we would do, if we could, is get commercial bin collections. It's an external company that would come and do the bins rather than just the council ones, but you can't do that when roads coming into this place are quite narrow. And basically the last guests that we've had here, they were a team of contractors, really good booking, came through an agency as well, but they were really loud. They were working nights and they were coming at 6 o'clock in the morning and they were drinking and being loud out here, and the neighbours really didn't like it, so we have had to tell them to leave basically. So what we do with our lock boxes here as well, which is quite key, is we have one which is the manual one that is like the backup one for the cleaners and things like that. That's always the same code. Then we have the digital ones from Igloo Homes, which I will leave a link to in the description as well, because these are really good, and we can basically change the code each time so the guest never has the same code. But it's an horrible smell. I don't know if it's on bins. It stinks of maggots, doesn't it? Really not good. But that is also something that we need to reiterate with our cleaners, because they need to let us know that that is like that, because that smell is bad. Sometimes you get really good cleaners. We've got some really good cleaning teams in some of the locations that we've got, but other ones we need to keep on top of all the time. The big thing about it is something a system they're trying to implement is like each property having a checklist, because if you quickly turn and look at the bins outside there, it's like they have not let us know that the bins are overflowing to this point. And obviously bins are really hard because cleaners don't work with us on the fact of the bins need to go out, or we need to know when the bins are overflowing so we can get them collected. Really annoying and frustrating. And then certain things like condiments or confectionery things not being resupplied, or not telling us that we're running low on them, and these kind of things. And there's certain things in this property in particular after this clean that really not happy with. We're going to have to have a very harsh word with the cleaners, but it does sometimes feel like if you're doing this over and over again, it's time to start again and find some different cleaners to work with and potentially trial out. But this is a very annoying situation. I mean, this is bust. Got to the door and we told about it.
Is it the blind leading the blind?
The blind leading the blind, yeah.
So it's good when your cameraman doubles up as a handyman.
This trip has been annoying, it's been frustrating. It's opened our eyes to definitely some weak spots within our team and stuff that we need to address. So yeah, it stinks of maggots. It's so bad. I can't believe that it's been left like this. I'm actually so pissed off at the cleaning team for this. They're meant to be it's like a key part of our power team because of the people that are on the ground, and they're meant to be here checking the property in between every single guest. It's like if they're not doing their job, we can't facilitate our job, and we're just going to get bad reviews. I'd be annoyed if I stayed in that property.
week has been tough. This week has been full of disasters. We've had issues with cleaners, we've had to give properties back. There's a lot of things that are changing around the service accommodation market, especially rent service accommodation market. And some of the key things that we're going to be talking about in this video are going to be very, very beneficial if you are thinking about doing service accommodation or how to run your service accommodation better. So as you can see, this property is empty and we're doing some final touches here to actually give the property back to the landlord. And we had 2 apartments in this apartment block, and these apartments have been amazing. They've worked really, really well, they've cash flowed really, really well, and they've made us a good amount of money. But this is the one thing of why I won't be investing in any rent to service accommodation apartments anymore, because unless I know the person owns the entire block, owns the building that's converted it into flats, I will not be touching them. Because when you're in big apartment complexes like this, even though they've got great city centre locations, at the end of the day, it's not just permission off the landlord that you need, but it's permission off the building management company, the person that owns the head lease, the person that owns the actual building itself and the land that it's on, the freeholder, is in charge of the rules. And they can change them rules at any time. And that is exactly what happened on this property. After running this apartment here for a year, cash flowing really well. The other one over there we got about 4 months ago, cash flowing really well. Now they've changed the rules for the building. We're knackered, we have to give them back, we can't do anything about it. We've got a storage unit full of furniture. When you're first getting taught about rent to rent or doing service accommodation, you said like, oh, you just get an apartment in the city centre and it's great, but there's so much more to it now, and the legal side of things and the legislation and the way that the government are changing things. I'm not trying to put people off rent to rent, it's still a great strategy and I still really like it. The ways that you need to do it, especially through apartments, completely different now. You're struggling there, mate? Yeah. When you get a rent to rent, you need to make sure that you're standing out above the crowd when you're doing it. Just go, oh, can I have it on a company let? Like, I want to put it on Airbnb kind of thing, then it's never going to happen. This is where you can use my credibility if you want. It's like, oh, we've actually working very closely with a business that do this up north, but now we're just branching out down south because we've seen the demand that we're getting from it. But all you need is that one to get you over the line and get a viewing with it, and then once we've got, obviously, especially with an agent's like the gatekeeper to many, whereas like the landlord is the gatekeeper to the one. Landlords are easier to convince, but if you do convince an agent, you've got pretty much a good supply of properties coming in there as well. You annoyed at it?
I'm getting myself amped up for this video.
No, that viewing was sick. The guy's really, really nice. He proper gets it as well, doesn't he? Like, you get some landlords that obviously have no idea about service accommodation, that kind of thing, and this guy just like, get it, yeah, you need to make money, I need to make money, we need to find a middle ground that makes it work. But yeah, you can see the block behind us here. It's a block of 6 apartments, three three beds, 3 2 beds. Some of them are a little bit questionable. That one that we viewed, the top floor one, were a bit iffy, but apart from that, the standard's incredible.
Like I say, there's no rush to let them out, so it's kind of just waiting for us to put our numbers together, see what we can potentially offer, and see, like I was saying earlier, if we take on 1 or 2, test them out, and then if they're doing well, we'll just take on the block.
Well, driving to here, like, you do drive through the city centre to get here, and it would literally like five minutes from the university city centre.
He's already mentioned stuff. They've had stuff with international students paying stupid money.
Yeah. Well, they've got that. They've got there's a lot of things that are going for it in this little area. So I think it's going to be potentially a really, really good deal, this one. And this is where I see rent to rent going more. Like, you can do it on these kind of bigger blocks, and like, we'll partner with investors on this one and they'll get money put into it and stuff like that.
Now we've viewed it. It looks good, the location's good. I think it's just keeping that communication with him now. Like you said, he's not in a massive rush to sort anything out. It's making him money currently, so it's more of just how we can help and see what we can work out.
Interesting as well. This is the key thing that we wanted to talk about, though, is that he advertised this online, and he got a lot of people messaging him about it. So because Alex has been kind of taught by me and has developed his own ways of kind of how to approach speaking to these people and using his own unique story, similar to what we do with the Source Your Own guys, and we'd like teach them to develop their own story and make them stand out. There's so many people going like, oh, can I have a company like
all them type of people that are just going and can have a company like that don't really know exactly what they're doing, and like he was saying, he's had so many people that have kind of come to other houses that he's had for let. You're talking out your ass, like you don't know what you're doing, you've got nothing, you haven't got any ducks in order.
Talking about, oh yeah, well I've looked at this and there's regeneration in the area and the international students and that kind of thing, oh the university's close by, like oh this or that, and really kind of having these key things in your head that are going to cause people to stay.
Like just talking about what you usually look for in a property, like when we was in there, it was like we're usually looking for bigger properties with like 2 bathrooms or whatever. It shows that you're not just going to take anything. It shows that you've got a specific thing that you're looking for, because that's what your clientele are looking for.
Well, that's
I think that makes you look a lot more professional as well.
So I know this video has been a little bit of a full circle really. You've seen all of the problems that we face with Airbnb, and you've seen the potential new birth of a new Airbnb. So I just really want to know what you guys want me to film and what kind of things you want to see about the world of property and stuff. I know that service accommodation is always our main focus right now, but we are doing a lot of stuff with rent to rent and obviously the BRR side of things as well. So we are really looking forward to getting you guys more involved with stuff as well. We've got some new websites going live and some new things going live very soon, so keep your eyes out for that. Please like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment down below, let me know what kind of stuff you want to get going, and I will finish this before I get run over. I'll see you later on guys, see you in the next one.